Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on, well, you guys already know the map. It's Semoskiy Winter, because once again, we are doing the round of 128 for the Sunday Night Fights Season 5 tournament. Sorry about that. And, well, like I said, it's all in the same map. So, let's continue on. Our heroes today are going to be ITSAHAMJOB playing for the Germans, and his opponent is going to be gunshy playing for the Soviets of the Red Army. Now let's get ourselves a little bit more information about these players. Sorry about that. For some reason I wasn't prepared, but I got it right here. So ITSAHAMJOB is currently ranked around the 300s in both his Soviets and Germans. And gunshy is not. He's a little bit higher on there. He does have a higher rank on his Soviets for himself, so I suppose he is playing his favorite side right now, so here's hoping we have ourselves a good game. As far as the seeding goes, let's see here. That is number 41 for ITSAHAMJOB against 88 for gunshy, so still not evenly matched there exactly, but well, we shall see what happens in the game. Build order wise, HAMJOB doing the usual for Soviets, for Germans, tier 1 and Grenadiers, and gunshy also the usual, just getting himself conscripts. So we shall continue and see what goes on. Now, let's see here. No doctrine choices so far. And okay. That's fine. Sorry about that. For some reason I wasn't prepared with all the information. I thought I had it, but it was from a wrong game. But we should be fine. Anyways, first engagement up north on the fuel point. We have Pioneers against Combat Engineers. The Pioneers for HAMJOB do actually manage to capture the fuel point before the Combat Engineers get there. And they're now fighting at range and heavy cover, so the Combat Engineers should win this fight on a one-on-one. However, HAMJOB does have a Grenadier squad moving in to reinforce and support, so that Combat Engineer squad is going to lose. And in fact, gunshy decides to retreat his Combat Engineers well before the Grenadiers get there, that is. So they actually retreat at full strength, so interesting. Maybe he's retreating to get himself something built, not sure, or he anticipated something coming up. Anyways, down south we see the conscripts for gunshy going around capping territory. Third conscript squad hitting the field right now. And let's see if the Combat Engineers should simply move or are going to be building something. I'm interested because he did retreat rather quickly because, like I said, in the position they were, Combat Engineers would have won that fight. Still back there, so he's focusing right now in the center. Conscripts moving around, and well, currently surrounded by Grenadiers. Grenadiers jump into the church and then jump out. Gunshy did get himself Molotovs, so standard, 3 conscripts into Molotovs, but the Molotov whiffed and went into the church, so the conscripts are in a very tough spot. They do have a second conscript spot there for support, throwing a Molotov right on top of both Grenadier squads. Very nice Molotov goes down there. Down to 2 men on the retreat for that conscript squad. It will make it out alive, and the full-strength conscript squad is now facing up against 5 Grenadiers, but the 2-man squad does decide to retreat, so it's now 6 on 3. Oh well, 1 actually goes down to 6 on 2, so these conscripts actually win this fight hands down. They are going to move themselves into heavy cover and just duke it out against the Grenadiers in the house, which will delay. No, actually he decides to move back out and capture the strategic point. Okay, well, he's valuing capturing territory a little bit more. Second Grenadier squad, which would be the 4th, I would assume, for HAMJOB moving into the field, will actually turn the fight against these conscripts. And the conscripts are going to throw another Molotov in the church, but the Grenadiers should dodge it. Land is very near the entrance, but the Grenadiers are outside, and with the support of the other squad, they should be able to make it out alive just fine. They won't actually even retreat. They're going to stay right there and support the 4-man Grenadier squad. So these conscripts are in a losing fight. The Gren's not even waiting to fight on the wall. They even jump and get themselves on their side of the field. Very interesting. So anyways, gunshy did get himself a tier 2, so that's why he had to retreat those engineers. And is now producing a Maxim machine gun from tier 2, which is quite interesting, but I believe it's actually the right choice in my opinion, because we see that HAMJOB is actually getting himself 6 Grenadier squad. He has another one in production right now with 1 already queued up. No, actually he cancelled that. He cancelled the 6th one, so he has a different idea. But yeah, no MG42s, no nothing. We'll see how that works out. Anyways, conscripts over here throwing Molotovs on the Grants, trying to stop them from capturing that strategic point. We have Pioneers trying to capture the field. Can they actually get the decap? They do, right on time before the conscripts running, and the Pios then go ahead and run into the house. Yes? No? Maybe? Yeah, they do. So the Pioneers will take a Molotov to the face. The Molotov is already getting queued up. There it goes, into the house, killing one of those Pios instantly, and the Pios have to walk right on top of the conscripts, and the conscripts will just have their way with them, essentially. Maxim Machine Gun now on the field, manages to get a pin on that Grenadier squad, forcing it off of the field. And we have more Grenadiers for ITSAHAMJOB just moving all over the place. And what did he decide to do with his manpower? Not exactly sure. He's still at 5, so maybe he was getting himself, you know, tech. No, he's getting himself a mortar. Interesting choice. Well, not an interesting choice, actually. That's quite a nice reactionary choice, because he saw that there was a Maxim machine gun, so that's quite an excellent choice. Gunshy is also getting himself a mortar, going for a combined arms approach. Not exactly sure I agree with the mortar, considering that there are no static units, but, you know, you could always get those, like, lucky shots, but you are relying on luck and on Hamjob just not moving his Grenadiers, which usually is not the case. Grenadiers are, you know, mobile. They're just as mobile as conscripts, so they're going to be moving around. Sometimes they will stand still in heavy cover or get into houses, which I guess you could use the mortar to displace them from, but usually you see mortars more in use when there are heavy weapons on the field, specifically machine guns, because you can force them out of the field. Anyways, we'll see what happens anyways. Doesn't really mean much at this point in the game, I suppose. Conscripts did jump into the house. It looked like they might have taken a rifle nade to the face. We see a hole here in this house, and they do retreat at 3 men. The Maxim machine gun going to town in that house. Grenadiers in that house just basically being able to stay there for indefinite amount of time, getting bombarded by the mortar, however, so they do jump out of the house and are going to move along. They do decide to actually stay there. Very risky. Whoa, house collapses to the mortar. So the Grenadiers must be feeling very nice that they are not in that house at that time. And the Maxim machine gun pushes forward down to 4 men. Has taken 2 losses, but, you know, Maxim machine guns have 6 men like conscripts, and, well, they stay on the field a long time. Mortar for ITSAHAMJOB now on the field. I'm going to start lobbing some shells at that Maxim machine gun potentially. Although I believe it's focusing on the conscripts over here right now. And there are 2 Gren squads of his own there. Oh, I think that was a friendly shot. Let me double check. Yeah, that was a friendly shot and killed one of those Grens. Grenadier squad over here does get pinned down. More mortar shots landing on that side. And we probably have the mortar now turning around facing the Maxim machine gun. Yeah, there we go. Mortar rounds landing around the Maxim machine gun. Not actually hitting it just yet. But remember, the German mortar actually fires very fast. Look at that rate of fire. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Nice shot, but actually doesn't kill anything. Up north, combat engineers gets pushed off by Grens because we have Grens all over the place. 5 Grens on the field. And do we have any tech? Still no tech. He did get himself a medic bunker to be able to reinforce those, but yeah, no tier 2, no tier 3, so ITSAHAMJOB sitting comfortably with all his infantry and just continuing to pump out some damage. Mortars landing all over the place. Very hard to tell exactly who's firing. German mortar is taking some shots at its own units. Always nice to see. And the Grens are surrounded by infantry. Maxim machine gun, conscripts, and Maxim machine gun. Oh, very nice shot there on the conscripts. Actually nails one of them. Blows them up to only limbs. Second shot lands and gets a very nice hit down to 4 men. Forces a retreat on the Maxim machine gun. And the Pios get into the house to deny territory. Still a risky maneuver, however, there is that Soviet mortar on the field, but it'll take a while and a couple shots essentially. Pios jump out of the house because the mortar was coming in. So very nice job all around in this game for Hamjob, actually dodging those Molotovs. He did take one in the face over here with he had the 2 squads, but pretty much whenever he's been in a building, he is on point on exiting the building when he hears that Molotov get queued up. So props to Hamjob. Victory point wise, 500 for Hamjob, 406 for Gunshy. Gunshy will be capturing the center victory point at this time, so he will stop the bleed at around 400 points. Grens with LMGs pushing into the field. Mortar's still there on the field for support. Did back up a little bit from the wall over here to this fence, which should obstruct the line of sight. So very nice. LMG going to town on that Gren squad. Very nice damage. Can he get the kill? no, he is going to refocus on the other conscript squad, killing one of those conscripts as they approach. Molotov being tossed right on top of the Gren squad, and lands it nicely, but the Grens quickly get out of the way and are now opening up on the conscripts once again. Conscripts do back up, and they didn't actually get the point over here, but he did stop Gunshy, that is, his bleed at 402 points. Grenadiers gonna prep a rifle nade? No, maybe? Looks like they might want to. It would have been a nice rifle nade right there, but they are content to use the mortar for support and the LMG. They do capture the point, and down a little bit to the south we see... Where are they? Oh, here they are. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong house. Grant's pumping into that house, getting some side range on the mortar, forcing the mortar off of the field. So right now, Gunshy is fully routed and back in his own base. He did build himself nothing, actually. Build himself tier 3. So he should be able to get something from tier 3. And already has a doctrine, and that is the shock rifle frontline tactics. Yeah, shock rifle frontline tactics. So we'll see what he gets from that. No shock rifles yet. He doesn't have the manpower for it, but he might. I don't know, actually. I don't know what he's going for. Maybe wanting to get the KB8 and the IS-2 later on. But right now, it doesn't actually benefit him much. He can get a shock rifle eventually, but he doesn't have the manpower for it right now, and he's bleeding a lot. Nice rifle nade going down right on top of the Maxim, down to one man. Could use a merge with this other conscript squad, but the conscript squad pushes forward, and the Maxim machine gun has to retreat. Mortar setting up, going to support the conscripts and potentially shoot them if they move into a bad position. And the conscripts should simply spread out, stopping the cap there, but getting a little bit mauled. No, actually they do a good job. So more conscripts pushing forward, mortars landing all over the place. That was a German mortar. And the Grens do take a Molotov to the face, pushing forward right on top of the conscripts, risking themselves getting shot by the mortar, but the mortar is focusing on the conscripts on the right-hand side, landing a nice shot on these conscripts. Very nice shots, actually, by the German mortar. Let's actually check him out. What do he has? 4 kills so far. Not a lot of kills, but getting the veterancy up there. But Ham is forced to retreat. We're taking fire! Tier 3 now up for Hamjob, getting himself a Panzer IV. Flak Panzer would have probably been the better choice in this situation, but he doesn't want to risk having an AT gun tossed at him because there is tier 2 on the field for Gunshy, so AT guns are, well, very easily gotten. And he's queuing up a second Panzer IV, so, well, once the second Panzer IV hits the field, pretty much, I guess, as effective against infantry as a Flak Panzer would be, you could say. So Gunshy taking this opportunity to recapture territory, getting those victory points back in his possession so that he stops the bleed. He is down to 338 points. Hamjob doing a very nice job at bleeding his man, well, yeah, both manpower and victory points. Hamjob got himself his doctrine, and that is the assault support doctrine, I think. What is it called? The spearhead doctrine, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? No. Should have actually checked. Yeah, like I said, I thought I had the right notes for this this game, but no, it was a different game, so I am missing all that. But well, it's basically the one with Hope Blitz and strafing runs, Tigers, fragmentation bombs. I think it is the Spearhead Doctrine, right? Anyways, conscripts pushing forward, Uraying on top of the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV did take an 18-8, but the 18-8 didn't crit the engine, so the Panzer IV just simply backs off. It did take some shots at the Maxim machine gun, but is now focusing on the conscripts. The conscripts are getting burned by the Pyos, but the Pyos do end up retreating. There are 3 conscripts right on top of this. Mortar shots landing by the Germans, and the second Panzer IV now hitting the field. This is going to be a very difficult situation for Gunshy. He does have an AT gun in production, but against 2 Panzer IVs can very easily get circle strafed. Obviously, the conscripts can help with their 18-8s to get that circle strafe, that engine damage and prevent the circle strafing, but the conscripts are getting routed off of the field, down to 1 man on the retreat. Can he make it out alive? The Grens are nearby, but they are not in range to shoot with their LMG, so the conscript does make it out alive. So far, Gunshy has done a good job and managed to keep all his conscripts alive, but again, he is getting pushed off of the map constantly and bleeding on his victory points. Panzer IV is going straight into Gunshy's base. Is this going to be the kill move by Hamjob? He does take a shot by the AT gun, so I think he might actually decide to turn around and head back home. Yeah, he decides it's not worth the risk to lose his Panzer Force if he doesn't have assurance of getting the kill. So yeah, he turns around.
Enemy unit destroyed.
And actually goes to the north and destroys the fuel cache over there. Very nice. Grants and Pios on the northern side of the map, just capturing territory. Pios are going to the northernmost point, so he could send his damaged Panzer Force up to the north and have him repaired while still on the field in a interesting position. AT gun pushes forwards, gets some more shots off on the Panzer IV. Panzer IV down to less than half health now. This other Panzer IV is at about 80% health. But they do have to back off because, well, AT guns can't kill Panzer IVs quite easily if they don't move. So Hamjob once again taking this opportunity to capture the rest of the map. We do have a conscript squad behind enemy lines, going to run into an LMG Gren. LMG Gren opening up on the conscript, doing a lot of damage. They will throw a Molotov probably. No? No, they are content to just simply stay there and die. The green cover not providing that much defense at that range. Molotov landing on the Grens. They dodge it quite nicely and gonna now open up on the conscript on the retreat, down to 2 men, but I think they will make it out alive. Yeah, they're gonna be fine. And there they go. Conscripts pushing out again onto the field. One of them gets mauled down to 2 men, forced off of the field. And the AT gun is set up defending the approach onto the first strategic point. Panzer IV moving on the right-hand side, gonna shoot at those conscripts. Gonna potentially get shot by the AT gun. The AT gun is out of range of it. Needs to move up a little bit more. Grenadiers right on top of the conscript. Taking a Molotov to the face and a mortar shot in response. Was that a friendly mortar? No, that was a German mortar. I mean, Soviet mortar. Vet 2 getting on the Grenadiers. AT gun taking shots at the Panzer IV, actually nailing it on the engine, doing crit on the engine. It's standard engine damage, not heavy, but it does manage to back away. Needs to get repaired. Panzer IV on the left-hand side getting repaired by both Pioneer squads, now at about 75% health, so it will get up to full strength in a little while. These Grenadiers, oh, taking a nasty shot by that AT gun, killing 2 of them, forces the retreat. Now we do see a Flak Panzer getting produced for ITSAHAMJOB. That Flak Panzer will come into play very nicely. He could potentially flank that AT gun while distracting it with the Panzer Force. But we now have a T-34 on the field for Gunshy going for Tier 3. And that will give him some type of defense. In this situation, Hamjob cannot simply just run over Gunshy. Needs to try to bait either the AT gun or the T-34. If he can kill one of those, then he'll be in an okay situation. Well, not an okay situation, you know, a situation where he could just simply go and roll over the enemy. Panzer IV down south in a defensive position. We see the Pios running towards it to get repairs going. This Panzer IV over here does not have its MG42 machine gun mounted on top of it, which is not bad. I mean, it's interesting, but, you know, reduces its anti-infantry capabilities. But there is a Flak Panzer on the field, so I suppose it doesn't really care. And the Flak Panzer will be able to kill the conscripts. It's heading straight into the center of the map. Is it going to go in force? We shall see. Flak Panzer is right by the victory point, trying to hold position. Mortar shots landing right on top of the German mortar. Very nice. The mortar gets taken out and cleared off. Very low in health, actually. And the AT gun moves up, takes a shot at the Flak Panzer, getting better in T2, increasing the weapon damage, and now focusing on the Panzer IV. Nice shot goes in, does at least 25% health damage, even more. And the AT gun is now not in sight range, but the Panzer IV decides not to move. Interesting choice there by Hamjob. Panzer IV down south does get finally repaired. Grenadiers captured territory. And the T-34 is moving down. Now, unfortunately, Gunshy doesn't have marked vehicle. If he had marked vehicle, the T-34 actually stands a very decent shot of taking out a Panzer IV. But as it stands, it is not going to be the case. Grant's pushing forward, getting shot by the T-34. One falls down to the machine gun, the other falls to the main gun. And they decide to retreat. Panzer IV around here decides not to engage. And the AT gun is getting rifle naded and assaulted by Grenadiers. Maxim machine gun decides to retreat and not support its AT gun. There it finally sets up and it's going to open up on those Grents. No, it sets up once again and moves around. So worst Maxim machine gun support for his AT gun there. No, and the Flak Panzer are going to catch the AT gun. As it retreats, is going to decrew it, losing that veterancy and losing the anti-tank gun capabilities. The T-34 decides to turn around. It's going to go face that Flak Panzer, but we now have Panzer IV coming up behind it with a second Panzer IV crossing the river, gonna get itself behind that T-34. AT gun gonna go down on the Flak Panzer, getting a crit on that engine. The Flak Panzer, oh, very nice. It actually sinks to the ground. That is quite unfortunate for HamJob. He loses the opportunity there to, well, have a killing blow, essentially. But he does have both Panzer IVs and is calling down a strafing run right on top of all the infantry. Here comes the plane, and look at that damage go down. Actually, it didn't do a lot of damage. Just pinned down a conscript squad and forced away the Maxim. But the T-34 does go down. No, actually, it doesn't go down. Where did it go? No, I'm not mistaken. It did go down. Well, it looks like my overlay might have... Huh. Sorry about that, guys. I guess had a little bit of an error there. So now we see the Panzer Force for HamJob just simply killing everything. They don't really have much to worry about. This is weird. I'm sorry. The overlay bugged out there for some reason. It wasn't recording properly. But, oh well, whatever. Let's keep on looking at this. The conscripts pushing forward, getting killed by the Panzer IV. Second 18-8 on the field for ITSAHAMJOB, but it is not going to be enough. He is going to die. Wow, Panzer IV actually gets brought down to very low health. Okay, well, sorry about that, guys. I got a little bit too hung up on what happened with the overlay. Like you see there, it actually froze. Not exactly sure how he got this thing desync, but whatever. Oh, very nice fragmentation for Usher bomb right there by HamJob. Clears out pretty much everything that Gunshy had. Down to one conscript and a Maxim machine gun. Actually, he still had a couple units out on the field. But yeah, I mean, really no coming back from that. So, very nice game there by HamJob. He dominated pretty much the rest of the map. Gunshy was already down to 40 points. Wasn't really going to be much of a difference if he had survived that, you know, assault in his base. So anyways, guys, once ahead, I guess I'll apologize that the overlay, you know, bugged out there for some reason. But, well, at least it allows us to still get an idea of what's going on in the game. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.